What I believe is more a deadly disease than coronavirus is hatred.
This is the InsideEdition.com coronavirus news for June 2nd, 2020. As protesters across the country and around the world raise their voices over the killing of George Floyd, concerns over the coronavirus take a back seat.
I would be lying if I said that I wasn't concerned, but at the moment, I think that this is more important.
Protester Celeste Beals in Milwaukee says she won't let the pandemic keep her from taking to the streets.
If we choose to stay silent because coronavirus is outside, that this will all blow over again and this will keep happening.
But Milwaukee's mayor urges caution.
We've got groups of people together and some are shouting and they're close together. That's one of the ways that this disease gets spread.
And health officials are worried because of who is protesting.
But we know that African American and Latino populations and other disenfranchised minorities not only have a higher likelihood of getting the disease, but many have worse outcomes.
These protesters say they're doing their best to balance safety with activism.
I never leave home without it, and I have a couple in my bag and a couple masks, just for everybody.
I am willing to be out here and risking my own health and the health of my family to be out here and protesting.
InsideEdition.com's Ann Mercogliano has more.
There are major concerns today that the huge crowds gathering to protest the death of George Floyd could spark a COVID-19 surge.
I can't breathe! I can't breathe!
You've seen the videos, large groups packed tightly together with few people, if any, wearing masks. The state health commissioner issued this warning today. People are moved to gather in solidarity and in protest, and we certainly honor and respect that right. But where we stand today with the state of COVID-19 spread in our community, we just want to encourage folks who gather to be mindful of the risk.
A new CBS News poll shows that a majority of Americans think that reopening states over the next few months will make the outbreak worse. And 69% of respondents said that the coronavirus would have, quote, a lot of impact in cities more than rural or suburban areas. Now, InsideEdition.com's Johanna Lee shares how Taiwan has kept the coronavirus at bay.
Certain places in the U.S. are starting to reopen, but one particular place in the world never had to take lockdown measures. Taiwan, which is located just 100 miles from China, kept their restaurants, barbershops, and even schools open as the rest of the world grappled with the coronavirus pandemic. Even though early on, Taiwan was deemed a high-risk spot, the country managed to avoid any outbreak, and here's why. They implemented measures early, ramping up productions of PPE and installing travel bans as early as January. My friend Anthony Chang, who returned to Taiwan from New York City just before cases here began to spike, was ordered to do a mandatory 14-day quarantine when he landed. Anyone caught leaving the house was fined an equivalent of $33,000 US. Not only that, Anthony was ordered to remain in a separate section of his home away from the rest of his family in case he was bringing back the virus, and he had to make daily calls to the local health department to report his temperature. Needless to say, those 14 days were not easy. But thanks to these measures, Anthony was able to rejoin a bustling society, which meant going shopping with his mom, going to bars with his friends, and even celebrating his 83-year-old grandfather's birthday at a restaurant.
There are 6.3 million confirmed cases of COVID-19 and more than 370,000 deaths worldwide. There are more than 105,000 deaths in the United States. For more on the coronavirus pandemic, visit InsideEdition.com.